Yo, 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 yo. Yo. What's going on? I see yo, my Niji. I see yo. How y'all feeling today? Welcome back to another episode of the Hood to Hooded podcast. And this is your host, Dr. Cheetahs Sunflower. Come in the room and let me know how you feeling. As you can see from the title, today we will be discussing something that I ran across somewhere in these internet streets, somewhere on YouTube University, where somebody said you cannot budget your way out of poverty. That shit hit home. That hit home, my Niji. So today is going to be a hopefully motivational live to help you get out of that energy of feeling like stuck, because a lot of us feel stuck, especially nowadays. People feel stuck as hell. When I go down my timeline on YouTube, and I don't know why it's my algorithm that's doing that or if it's everybody's algorithm, but I see a lot of people who are sleeping in storage units, a lot of people who are sleeping in their cars, a lot of people who can't afford rent because rent has went bananas, people who are stressing about groceries and how they are going to take care of their families, people who are being laid off and do not know what to do, and a lot of people saying, you know what, I want to give the fuck up. I don't feel like I'm doing something right. It just seems like this shit is not working for me. That's how people feeling out there. Listen, I'm a whole doctor. I have a doctoral degree. I have a master's certificate. I have a bachelor's degree. I have high school, all of these degrees. And sometimes poverty, you just can't budget your way out of that. You just can't budget your way out of that. Sometimes the degrees and things like that will put you deeper into poverty. I was on this video and they were talking about how the government designed school, especially in America, because let's put a disclaimer out here. A lot of these countries, the students go to school for free. Free. Totally for free now. But in America, they want to charge us for every damn thing, especially if you're needy. Especially if you've been reclassified to African American and black. They want to make you think that you got to get it out the mud. You got to get it by the bootstraps. It is no handouts, and you just got to work hard. Knowing all the damn well, most people who don't look like us got the Afrikaner treatment. They got the treatment where they were handed the loans with red lining. They were handed the houses. They were handed the farms. They were handed the grants for their businesses. They were taught financial literacy. This was embedded into them. Now, that don't mean that the needy is any less competent. In fact, when we were left alone, in charge of our own, we were able to build things like Black Wall Street. I say Niji Wall Street, but you know what I'm saying. Black Wall Street and all of those different communities where melanated indigenous people thrive. And they were able to keep their dollar in the community for a record breaking and a record that has never been shattered for 100 days. They kept that dollar circulating in their own community. They were the leaders of this shit. Guess what? The government said, no, we lied. Even if you get it out the mud, even if you got this, we still gonna try to hold you the fuck back. We still gonna use military forces like we have done since we first landed over here and hold you the back. We still gonna bomb everything that you do because we don't want you to not depend on the government. We don't want you to not depend on your own mind, on your own positivity and motivation and your own knowledge. We don't want you to grow and have your own grocery stores, banks, gyms, post offices, newspaper, television, dental offices, medical offices, hospitals, pharmacies. We don't want you to have your own. We don't want y'all to share. We don't want y'all to escape poverty. So we just gonna put it on fire. Fire has been a way for the colonizers to quickly make wealth in melanated communities just evaporate, because these people were left distraught. Ever since, different countries, France, Spain, Great Britain, the Dutch, all of these different settlers came, they used fire, they used weapons, they used military forces to destroy the mindset of the Niji. So that's why when I read the statement on the video, it said you cannot escape poverty with budgeting, because it was not meant for us to escape poverty. Now, this is coming from me, and the reason why I mentioned the doctoral degree and all of these things is because I thought that, coming from the hood, because I'm coming from the hood as fuck, I was raised without either one of my parents. So, just completely not supposed to be making it, supposed to be a worker, a consumer for the rest of my damn life. That was my destiny, right? People already had put me in that box. I was born into a 14-year-old mother. Okay? She was 14 years old. 14. And I did not live with my mom or my dad. My mom passed away when I was 8 years old. And I wasn't living with her then. And my dad, he had a street life. You know how the cops, the typical black man in the hood is going to be faced with constant harassment from the police system. They're going to be faced with, drugs in the hood. And everybody has a choice to be subjected to the peer pressure, or you're going to go the other way. So me, as a young Niji, I didn't know I was at the time, as a young African-American girl going through this system that's training me to think that my motherfucking skin is less than. That's training me to think that I'm just nothing and I have to just start from nothing. Even when it comes to my mindset, they perpetuate this into our community. So just coming from that, fighting all those stereotypes, dodging the teenage mother stereotype, because they put that shit on me, dodging all the just people thinking I would never amount to nothing. But what they did not anticipate on was me not counting my own self out. And that's what it takes, my Niji. We can walk around on this earth. We got the same 24 hours. We can walk around here sad, moping, living in our excuse. But guess what? Nobody ain't coming to save your mindset. You have to save your mindset. And that is a journey that we are on, sometimes alone. Some people have mothers, great mothers. Some people have great fathers. Some people have great mothers and fathers. But some of us, we don't have neither. Well, we have great parents, and some circumstances take them away, such as death. I lost my mom in a car accident. And we have other situations that take our parents away, such as prison, jail, laws, drugs, or some of them just don't give a fuck. Whichever one that you've been left in that left you with the title of being hood or in poverty or underserved, then you're going to have to dig yourself out of that hole and know that you can do it. And know that anything is possible. Anything is possible, my Niji, because guess what? You can't budget your way out of poverty. You got to think your way out of poverty. You got to navigate your way out of poverty. You got to really take action and learn financial literacy and do so much to escape poverty. But I am afraid to tell you, my friends, that poverty follows you all areas of your life. People always ask me, how is it being a dentist? I thought this was the way for me to escape poverty, honestly. I thought that, I could always outrun the stereotypes. I thought that I could always outrun the narrative that it's so hard to make it. Even though it was hard as hell, every level of this journey has been a fucking nightmare sometimes. Going through school and going through these programs without parents there where you can call during an emergency. You can't fall, you can't fail. You always have to have a plan B for yourself. There's no backup system. There's nobody to save you. You really have to stay on point. You have to do it for a long time. For me, this has created, over these almost near 4 decades, this has created always a sense of urgency, always a sense of stress in my mind. Even up until this day, I still feel poverty and I still feel those generational curses with the tight clutch on my mind, like chains in a way. Even though I broke the generational curse of learning who I am, knowing that I'm Niji, knowing that they tricked my ancestors out of their spot, knowing all of this information about the government and colonization, even though my brain has made it past this level, there is still something holding me the fuck back. Why do you say that? Dr. Sean, you have a degree. Dr. Sean, you have a dental practice. But guess what, my Niji? Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest so people can understand the severity of you not letting yourself down, of you just trying your best to find the key to unlock the puzzle. You're going to have to try a couple things to unlock the puzzle. The reason being because when you come from being underserved, you don't have the same resources. You have to go find your own resources. There is no seeds planted for you. There's no land. There's no house. There's no nothing passed the fuck down to you. There's nothing passed down to you. And people gonna judge you 10 times harder. And that's the sad part. And sometimes it comes from your own family and friends. Now, at this age, I realize, damn, 99% of the people just don't understand it. They just can't go with me. I have people who look at me, oh, you're a dentist, and they already think, oh, wealthy, this, and they judge you. They hate on you. Family, friends stop talking to you just because of what you accomplished trying to make it out the motherfucking hood. Imagine that. You go so hard, you get these degrees, and you're going thinking, dang, my family gonna be proud for me. And it don't turn out that way. It turned out, damn, I got a lot of hating ass people. Damn, I got a lot of hating ass friends. So now you gotta watch your back from people who hating on you just for trying to survive the struggle. The shit don't make sense, my Niji. But guess what? That's a nigga mindset. That's not a Niji mindset. Because Niji know that we need unity to build our community. We need to be together and share our dollars and support each other and be that mindset that Black Wall Street had. Regardless of the fear that the government pumps into the environment, into the television, into social media, and everywhere that you look, regardless of what they pump into society, we have to take control of our own mind. We have to take control of our own life. Period. Okay? So I say all this to say, because that comment, it just gives the sentiment of people just like, well, you can't pray your way out of poverty. You can't budget your way out of poverty. So how do you escape poverty? Most people will ask, and I'm still trying to figure that question out till this day. It's a lot of things that I don't know about business, that I don't know about life. And ever since I've been a teenager, I've been trying to figure that shit out. But nobody ever came and just said, hey, this is how you figure it out. This is what you do. It seemed like I've always been fighting poverty, generational curses. That's why I went so hard and against all odds say I'm gonna get this doctoral degree. I feel like if I become a dentist and help people and give back to my community and have the autonomy, I can escape this rat race. It is not meant for most people to escape. Some doctors get out, some of us don't. A lot of doctors have, burnout. They say dentists have the highest suicide rate. They say, a lot of doctors quit, but this is things that they don't talk about publicly. They don't talk about it publicly. They just don't. So for me, coming from the hood, coming from poverty, and having the ability and the opportunity to go on a different journey to try to get out of the hood, regardless of how many jobs I had to work, regardless of how many people I had to cut off, regardless of how many cities I had to move to. Because I done been to Florida, I done been to Nashville, I've been in New York. Regardless of the city, generational curses follow you. Poverty follows you. That mindset follows you. And every day, it is a battle. It is a struggle. It is a daunting task to detach yourself from the chains of generational curses and to go from hood to hooded. And even when you get to the hooded part, you see me on this wall being hooded. They call me a doctor, but guess what? Somewhere that mindset of poverty and feeling defeated sometimes creeps in and you feel like, damn, I can't do this. That's how some doctors just end up like quitting. They just can't do it. So for me, before I quit, before I give up, I have to just keep trying. Ain't nobody coming to save me. Nobody's in this comments like, oh my God, Doc, we so proud of you. The family's so proud. That ain't the energy I get. The energy I get and the energy that I got last week, which was disturbing for me. Somebody in my family reported to me that the way they put it was like, regardless of all the things that I've done, regardless of trying to have a dental practice and pushing hard to make it work, to make it past year 3 where most people fail, they just gave me the sense where they just didn't believe in me. They didn't believe in me. They're like, well, you ain't got the money to show for it now. They regarded all the investment that I made. They regarded all the sleepless nights. They disregarded all the things that it takes to get to even this level to say, you know, I have a dental practice. My dental practice might not be doing the best because I'm learning as I go. I don't have no damn roadmap. I don't have no parents pulling up like, oh, I think you should do this. I don't have no aunts and uncles pulling up like, oh, I love your dental practice. Not one family member in 3 years has been to my practice, even though it's in another state, even though it's in another city. And that's not to play victim. That's not to have any sympathy. It's just to go and show you guys how, you know, you can't really budget your way out of poverty. It is truly a mindset shift. It's truly like navigating in the matrix. When I was 14, 15 years old, if you could have told me that the world would be how it is today, there would be tariffs, that, you know, all the supplies, especially when it comes to dentistry with COVID, would go high, that, you know, business is like this, I probably would have did something else. But because I didn't do something else and I appreciate my experiences, this is where I am here as Dr. Sean, the motivational dentist, the dentist who don't have the perfect story, the dentist who don't have that fresh out the gate budding practice, the dentist who has always felt like the underdog, felt like, damn, those generational curses just won't back the fuck off my back. What do I have to do? What do I need to, what can I create? You know? And maybe it just takes time, my Niji. So if this is you and you feel like, dang, I just can't escape the rat race, that feeling is intentional. So the first thing when trying to escape this feeling, trying to escape generational curses, is awareness. We must be aware of what's going on, aware of those invisible mental and physical chains that are entering our amygdala, our temporal lobe, going into our brain with what we see, with what we hear, with what we speak. If you hear negativity, you hear that you'll be nothing, you hear that, you know, you got to work so hard till you're 70 years old, then you can enjoy your life. That shit is bullshit. It's bullshit. Nowadays, every report that I'm seeing is saying, guess what? A lot of the people who are even 6-figure earners live paycheck to paycheck. A lot of the people who are some millionaires end up going back broke because they don't switch their mindset. True, you can't budget your way out of poverty, but you do need to budget just to even understand money. Because money isn't real, but money moves things. It really does. And coming from the standpoint of a dental practice owner and just being in this experience for the first 3 years, I have to admit there was a lot I didn't know about business. I hopped out of being an associate for other dental practices because I got tired of the burnout. I got tired of being cheated with the money. I got tired of being overworked and left in practices while the owners go and do something. I got tired of having 4 or 5 people every hour. I got tired of that shit. I'm like, this is not why I signed up to be a dentist. So immediately I jumped into owning a dental practice. I said, I can do this for myself. Little did I know, they don't teach business in the capacity that you need to learn it to run a dental practice. They just don't. It's a lot that comes into it. It's a lot that goes into you overcoming and defeating the odds. So true, you cannot budget your way out of poverty. How do we escape poverty? Financial literacy is the key. And in a society where there's capitalism, There's Donald Trump. There's tariffs. There is empty ports. There is so much fear mongering when it comes to your finances. It could be a little scary to understand or even attempt learning financial literacy. It could be scary to invest in yourself, to invest in your mindset. But guess what? Investing in yourself is never going to be a bad idea. Like, ever going to be a bad idea. This is not. It's just not going to be a bad idea. Now, many people wish that they can go back and change the past and do things different. Most people do, but you can't change the past. All you can do is learn from your mistakes and continue growing and manifesting and taking action every single day. Now, when it comes to me and this dental practice journey that I'm on, every day is brand new. Every day I'm trying to understand overhead and legal, and it's just a lot. Many days I wonder, damn, am I strong enough to continue this journey? Do I just need to quit and pursue something else? You know? But I'm always led back to, I can't come this far just to turn around. Like, I didn't do all of this work, all of this studying just to turn around. And this just lets us know that, hey, sometimes you got to drop people off. Everybody, especially family and friends, are not going to be there when you need them to cheer you on. You have to cheer your own, for your own goals and your own dreams. You really do. What's up, Clifford 2000? Listen, guys, I got to take a mini break. I will be back in about, well, actually, I can wait for a second. But I'm going to have to leave in a second to go and have a drop off. But you just can't count yourself out, my Niji. You just can't do it. Yes, it's hard. It's meant to be hard. It's meant for you to give up. It's meant for you to feel like, dang, I'm just going to be a slave to the system. Some people won't ever try to figure out a way to escape poverty, to escape the rat race. But me, I'm trying to figure it out every single day because I want to live a peaceful life. A peaceful life. I want time. I want to be able to go and just sit on the beach and watch the water and listen to the waves. Nothing crazy. Simple shit. Simple shit. I want to be able to help people without hurting myself. So I just want to encourage all of us today, even when you feel down, even when you feel your lowest, even when you don't feel like showing up for yourself, you still must keep moving forward. You can't just stop and just get so down that you now want to give up and you just quit. That means the system is working the way it's intended to be working on you. But once you become aware of everything that is working against you, it empowers you. It empowers you to know that, damn, it wasn't meant for me to make it this far. And look how far you have came. Look at all the obstacles you have overcome to get to where you are today. Because guess what, my friends? It could be worse. It could be worse. If you have your health, that's a hell of a lot to be grateful for. If you have your mind, a clear mind, and you're not depressed and to the point of just falling off, be grateful for that, because a lot of us have been there, depressed, down and out. This time last year, I was in my second year of this dental practice, right? And there was an insurance hack in February, and I had to let all my staff go last February, and that was so depressing. And I got to the point where I just felt like quitting. I felt like I didn't want to survive anymore. I just let this whole dental practice thing and feeling like a failure as a business owner almost consume my whole mindset. And I sat in the bed for 2 weeks just feeling so sorry for myself, feeling like, damn, I just need somebody to show up. I need my family just to say, damn, like, we here for you, what you need, but it didn't come. I do have somebody in my corner who constantly shields me with protection and positive energy. And for that, I'm so forever grateful. But some people don't have that, and they just end up not being able to survive, stressing themselves out about things we can't change. But guess what, my friends? We have to do something a lot different. You have to do something different. Don't be afraid to be an owner, a producer. Don't be afraid to take those risks. Yes, I sit here and bitch about this dental practice because it's hard as hell. I want y'all to know it's hard. Because I know people look at me like, well, damn, she got the dental practice. She should be, balling out. Hell no. This shit is stressful as hell. Every day is stressful. Managing patients is stressful as hell. You have to really love what you do. So my goal is to try to make it past year 5 because, about 75% of businesses fail. And I don't want to be in that number. Even though I'm always close to that number, I have to figure out a way to get out of this rat race. So that's why multiple streams of income nowadays is imperative. And I have to go and get something. I will be back, guys. Hang right there. I'm back, guys. I can't find it. You gotta actually tag the link or share the link below because I couldn't find it. I looked up Husky Dog 88 Boondocks music video, but I couldn't find it unless you tell me the name, like the exact name to find it, because there was a lot of stuff that popped up, so I didn't know which one was right. So I would definitely listen to it if you put it in the link. But yeah, guys, you can't budget your way out of poverty. And that's kind of contradicting what I said yesterday, because I was like, yesterday, everybody needs a budget. From poor to wealthy, everyone needs a budget so that we know how to make money work for us and we're not working for money and giving away our time for money. Everyone needs a budget. But at the same time, budgeting won't get you out of poverty. It has to be a different mindset. And even I'm realizing that as a dentist, I have to do something different. Judo Flip, a Boondocks music video. You've been mentioning this for a long time. Let me see if I can find it. If you think this is going to help us, let's see if I can find it, because I can play it right here. But yeah, poverty is always knocking, and the government is setting it up for everybody, to fail. Judo, I think that's the one that I saw too. Boondocks music video. The lyrics in there has a positive message. We should have a live reaction to it. Great idea. I'm guessing this is it. Is it Ashiru? Hold on. Judo Flip, a Boondocks music video. Let me see something. I found it, finally. So we're going to react to it. Let me just pull it up to the scene. And let's see how this goes. The video is on Husky Dog 88's channel. I think, yep, this is the channel that I have up. I just gotta adjust my edges, because I'm always looking for things that can help us get out of the rat race, because the rat race is real, y'all. The rat race is real, my friends. It really is. So I'm gonna put that here, and let me get my TikTok folks right. Let me get y'all together over here. But yeah, every time I go on my timeline, I see videos about people quitting, people giving up, people just feeling like the system is a scam, people feeling like the government is playing them like some fools. And yeah, it's all true. So we're going to put our TikTok video right here. Give it a like. All right, there's a like. All right, so let's go back to Judo Flip Boondocks music video and turn it up. Let's see. I did not see this before, so I'm gonna give you an honest review. Okay. All right. You're right. I am muted. Rookie mistake. So let's watch. I don't know how long it is. This is my first time watching it, so let's see. I'm gonna watch it to the end too. My bad. I had the music down. So let's try this again. Hold on. Listen, I'm a one woman show. So let's try this again. Turn the music is up, and now I'm gonna mute myself. Okay, hold on.
Granddad, you're only making things much, much worse.
Oh, hush, boy. I can rap. Big Tank, please make it hot, player.
This is a certified hood classic.
I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark so that you can know your left from your right. I am the ballad in your box, the bullet in the gun, the inner glow that lets you know to call your brother son. The story that just begun, the promise of what's to come. And I'ma remain a soldier till the war is won. Chop, chop, chop. At the street to see your draws, sing up a hunger pain. Wanna call out your flaws, that thing you don't wanna claim. Pride and joy, your baby boy, your inner child's toy. Your saving grace, the winner of the race, the B-boy. A new age scholar with millennium mind state. Master of education, doctoral candidate. You know, that ain't an analogy of me through rap. That's a true that, like for real, a brother really judo flip. The chop, 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 a judo flip. They say chop, 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 a judo flip. Once you get a capital H, capital stay with you for a while, let it walk away, wait. The chop, 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 a judo flip. They say chop, 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 a judo flip. Once you get a capital H, capital stay with you for a while, chop, chop. Yo, this is the tale of two cities, from the hood to the woods, away from the nitty gritty. To the that we all good, no more corner to corner liquor store and check cash. And now it's wall to wall shopping mall to spend cash in. Lush greenery, beautiful scenery, a quiet environment, no sirens or machinery. It seems to be so peaceful and unthreatening, but there goes the neighborhood as soon as we get settled in. I guess it's true, you don't flip. They say chop, 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 I do know. And once you hear the capital A, rapper the state, push it for a while, let it won't go away, wait.
Was crazy.
What in the hell was that? Was that about me?
Man, tell me you didn't think that was hot. Oh wait, let me guess. You gon' hate on it just cause they was talking about you. You need to stop with the hate crimes, Granddad.
That wasn't even me. That's that from Friday dressed like me. I'll sue.
You might want to go over there and talk to them before this gets out of hand.
You know what? Them. They can make all the silly little videos they want. When the council vote on my complaint, they'll be out of the neighborhood.
Dang, Granddad. I always knew you was a hater, but I never thought you'd be famous for it.
All right, so what y'all think about the video? I saw some bars in there. I saw him talking about the doctoral candidate. So I'm guessing it was a lot to decipher in that one time watching it, and I would have to watch it again to really, really dig through the lyrics. But it seems like it's pretty motivational. I'm not really big on rap music too much, but I definitely will listen to it again. I'm not even really familiar with the Boondocks, but it seems like it's something that has a hood type of theme and going from nothing to something. So I'm gonna check that out a little bit more. You muted the audio. You couldn't hear the music? I muted my audio. I didn't talk through the whole thing, but that was, let me see. He said he didn't know his granddaddy would be a hater for being famous for being a hater. And it's just talking about like the crime and all the things that go on. Let me just go back a little bit. It's like society refusing who we are. I am the stone that the builder refused. The same spark that lights the dark so you can know your left from your right. I am the ballot in your box and the bullet in the gun. The inner glow that lets you know to call your brother son. And I remain a soldier till the war is won. I guess that's where they get the chop judo flip, is because they're like, I'm glad Husky put subtitles on this. Yes, I'm the streak that's in your drawers. I'm the sting of a hunger pain. I'm one to call out your flaws. One thing you don't want to claim. Also, maybe they're talking to society like, I'm that brick you didn't want to use. I'm that flaw. I'm going to call that out of your flaws. I'm the thing that you don't want to claim. I'm like the recipe. I'm the blueprint. I'm the pride and joy, your baby boy, your inner child's toy. Your saving grace, the winner of the race, the b-boy, the new age scholar with millennial mind state. I can't see what it says. Oh, master of education, doctoral candidate. That's the part that that really stuck out to me the most in all of this, because I'm a doctoral, well, not a candidate. I'm past that stage, but I've been a doctoral candidate when it's saying I'm a new age scholar, a master of education. So it's just saying those people that you count out, this is what we are. We everything. And that ain't analogy of me through rap. Meaning it's just not a rap. This is reality. That's a true that like for real, a brother really judo flip. And it's saying chop, judo flip. Once you hear the capital A, rap, it'll stay. It says with you for a while and it won't go away. Chop, judo flip. And then it says, this is a tale of two cities, from the hood to the woods. Kind of like from hood to hooded. From the hood to the woods. No more corner to corner, liquor store and check cashing. You know that's in the hood. Liquor stores, check cashing places, things like that. Now it's wall-to-wall shopping mall to spend cash in. That's kind of like Black Wall Street, what we talked about earlier. Lush greenery, beautiful scenery, a quiet environment, no sirens or machinery. And the thing about this is, people know, and there is research that proves positive energy, optimistic people, they flourish more because normally they stay in environments and neighborhoods where you have parks and green grass and water and beautiful views. When you're in the hood, normally it's like bricks, corner stores, liquor stores, churches. All these things are in underserved communities because they want you to stay in the mindset that, you know, I can't make it. It's kind of like what we talked about earlier. I can't make it. I don't know how to make it out, because this is the environment and this is the picture that they paint for you. You can't even see a way out of it. But imagine if you had green, lush green where you can just walk, get the sunlight, absorb the vitamin D, have peace, not a lot of sirens, machinery, and factories. You would be 10 times better, truly empowered. It seems to be so peaceful and non-threatening, right? But there goes the neighborhood as soon as we get settled in, period. I guess it's true the way the saying goes. You can change your wardrobe, but not the man under the clothes. Period. You got to change your mindset. Absolutely. Then it says, and you can walk a mile in these inner city shoes, but you still won't understand the inner city blues. Meaning they can't imitate you. They don't understand what we go through. I give thanks for the things that mean the most to me. My family and all the other people that are close to me. From the curbs to the burbs, the gutter to the butter. My family and all the other... Oh, I already said that. I'm going to tell you how it is and tell you how we judo flip. Then it goes to chop, 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 judo flip again. Chop, 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 judo flip. And I think that's it. Chop, 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 judo flip. Then it's... Oh, man, so I kind of broke those lyrics down really fast. So for me, it's just saying, like, you just can't erase. You can't erase us. We might look like we in the hood, but we have a deeper mindset. Those people who counted me out when I was that little girl in the hood, I was this sassy little teenager, hard-headed half of the time. You know, people will count you out. But again, you just can't count yourself out. Not at all. How did you like the visuals? I was so focused on the lyrics that I couldn't really focus on the visuals. It will take me a couple times to go back and truly decipher it from the mindset that I'm thinking about. The visuals seem pretty cool, but I can't really... It's very graphic, like anime, like cartoonish. So I would have to go back and really dig into it. This is one of those cartoons where it has a deeper meaning behind the cartoon. It kind of reminds me, one show that I really like is The Simpsons, because they tell a lot of truth. They tell a lot of secrets in that cartoon. Most people would watch it, oh my God, The Simpsons, but I started watching The Simpsons maybe last year, and they have like almost 30 seasons. Because they tell a lot of truth about Niji history. They tell a lot of truth about secrets that the government covers up in The Simpsons. And I'm talking about every episode. I have to pause and be like, what the fuck did they just say? So, yeah. So, that was a great video. Thank you for sharing that. But, yeah, guys, just like I said from the beginning of this broadcast, you cannot budget your way out of poverty. We have to do financial literacy. We have to do a lot more than sit on the sideline and just hope and pray that something is going to change. Nowadays, we need multiple streams of income. We need to grow our knowledge of investing, and we need to pay attention to the economy and just move and adjust accordingly. One thing that I don't want you guys to do is to give up, to quit, to throw in the towel, to be pessimistic about who you are, what you come from, and where you're headed. This is only a temporary point in your life. Temporarily. Husky put in links in the description to videos about the Boondocks character. Aaron McGregor was a fan of anime, so that's the style he went with for the animation. Yeah, I could tell they were anime fans. I have to do more information on Boondocks. I've always seen the Boondocks cartoon, but I'm like, I don't really know. I ain't never really watched it, so this is really my first time watching it. Just that music video, so I would have to really sit down and actually watch an episode to see if it's something I'm really into and what is the message behind it. But from that video, it seems like they do have a deep message. But you know, most people's attention span is not that long, and we on a 3-second attention span nowadays, and that's really what's messing a lot of people up. You just can't focus. We can't focus, and that's gonna be key, is to focus. All right. And another thing, when I talked about you can't budget your way out of poverty, we talked about people who are unable to afford to live comfortable, or who are even unable to live at minimum. People are doing the most, like living in their cars. And coming from someone who has been homeless just a couple years ago, I wasn't hanging out in the streets. Hell, I was in a doctoral program, homeless, working at the hospital, going in to see patients, and going to sleep in my car for several months in New York City, a city that doesn't sleep, a city that is super saturated and dangerous. But these are some of the things people have to do to overcome. When I was sleeping in that car, I knew that that wasn't my last destination. I knew that this was not my final destination. Even when I was in Nashville, I had just finished my doctoral degree. I got really, really sick my last semester. I ended up homeless again. You know, I ended up really sick on this chemo drug. And my life could have been over there. I could have just quit there. I could have thrown in a towel there. There was no family coming to save me. Nobody pulled up and said, "Oh my God, Dr. Sean, what do you need?" You know, I just had a small, select circle of people who helped me stay sane and helped me overcome in that time period. But it gets hard at every single level. No matter what program you in, no matter what kind of business you have, it gets hard until you figure out the recipe, the secret sauce, the masterpiece. And then a lot of people become gatekeepers. They don't share the knowledge. They don't share the wealth. They don't want you to come out of the hole. They want to get out and just, you know, be like crabs in the bucket. They're going to either hold you down or push you down, you know. Once you watch the video, you'll see that Aaron was way ahead of his time using satire to get the black community in ass whooping like granddad's belt. Yeah, so I'm woke in my Niji mindset, and when I watch everything, I'm able to read between the lines. So I'm definitely gonna check them out because I like watching cartoons that put reality in a, you know, cartoonistic way. I like that. So it may be something that I might be interested in. So I'm going to check out the Boondocks and see what kind of message they have. Okay? But if you are one of those people sleeping in your car, dealing with homelessness, dealing with poverty, and you just can't seem to get out of it, take it one day at a time. When I was sleeping in that car, I felt like there were times I felt defeated, but I knew that I was working towards something greater. I knew that that wouldn't be my final destination. That's why you see me now. I went from sleeping in the car, and those videos are on my YouTube, to having a dental practice. And even though my dental practice is still hard, you still must keep moving forward. So eventually, if you keep moving forward, something great is going to happen to you. Wake up every day, even if you're feeling down, and just say, you know what, something wonderful is going to happen to me. And that's how I feel about myself. Something wonderful is going to happen to me. And it will happen for you. During the time before I went homeless, before I went through my trial of just trying to get a dental license, not having money for a dental license, not having a family to even ask for money for that, you know, during my time of experiencing that, I had went viral right before that. My picture was viral, and it was surreal. There were millions and millions of people talking and sharing, and then I got sick. And then I just never thought that I would come out of that, honestly. So the fact that I'm here talking to you guys today, the fact that we're talking about going from hood to hooded, the fact that we are able to share this time and you're able to watch this, it's truly a miracle, because that's how life works. You go through ups, you go through downs, but you just need to stay focused even on your difficult days. And I'm on day 2 of my consistency challenge again. I started all over, and who knows, maybe I run into another obstacle, but every day I just take it a day at a time. Take it a day at a time with whatever you want to do, whatever your goal is in life. Never, ever, ever allow poverty to count you out. Poverty is meant to count you out now. So know that it's going to be some crazy stuff going on in your life, but don't let it count you out. You just can't let it happen. And everybody ain't meant to go with you. Everybody is not meant to be in your corner. This is something I cried about sometimes. This is something I often would feel sad about, but I had to get over that and realize that life goes the fuck on. All right? I'm still trying to figure out, when does my door open? When does the door open for me? I'm trying this door, but is this the door or is this the door? But honestly, guys, I feel like for me personally, my door isn't going to be open until I finish this damn book behind me. Until I publish this book, I feel like that is the golden ticket for me, because I'm sitting on my greatness and procrastinating, and it's just, I'm waiting. What am I waiting for? Why is my book not out yet? It's one of those journeys where even when you have a manuscript, even when you have a story to tell, it still takes time for everything to be finalized to where, you feel like it's ready. So continue to work on your story. Continue to put your manuscript together. And just take it a day at a time. I need you. We got to have money brewing in our sleep. I'm getting ready to take a course tonight that hopefully will help me unlock the key. And then when I take this course, I'll bring you back the information that I get from it. Each one teach one. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. I will wait until I get done with it, and then I'll tell you what it is. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. And honestly, guys, today I didn't know if I was going to show up again, but I made a commitment to myself to be consistent, and this is where I am. I deal with a lot every day, and by the end of the day, I'm like, dang, sometimes I feel defeated. Sometimes I do feel defeated, and I have to really just try to stay focused and not stay there, because you can't stay there. Not at all. Alright. So yeah, I'm about to get off of here. I'm going to get off of here, but one thing I know is that I will win. If you claim your greatness, then you will win. Okay? There's no cheat code. And the only cheat code that there could be is consistency. Something that I'm working on right now is being consistent and showing up during the moments when it feels awkward as fuck. It feels awkward to go live sometimes. But, I really want to do this. And that's why they say it's not easy. Even when you want to be a streamer, even a content creator, these people put in work. They put in work. When you have a podcast, you have to put in work and not be afraid of it, guys. If you don't get anything else from this live, is don't be afraid of, putting in the work for yourself. Because society already done counted you out. But you have to put in work for yourself. Even with my dental practice, I can't sit here and cry about it. I have to put in the work, do the marketing, figure it out. It's either figure it out or fail. Which one are you going to do? If you fail, guess what? You still got to figure something out. So why not figure it out versus accepting failure, settling, getting comfortable, and just saying, you know what? It's too late, because it's never too late for you. It's never too late for you to stand on business for yourself. It's never too late. Lesson 2 on the Native Americans, please. Okay, we'll do that. Maybe next broadcast I will put together more information about that topic, about the Niji and a history lesson. I'm going to get back to my Hood to Hooded segments and everything, but I just didn't want to not show up on days I don't feel like showing up because I don't feel like showing up, because that's not consistency. I still want to show up even on days when I'm stressing about my business, even when I'm stressing about other things, I feel like I still need to show up. If I'm going to make this a reality, if I'm going to build a community, I need to show up, y'all. Like, I got to show up. I got to show up completely. Show up completely for yourself. But I will get back to more of those topics very, very soon. Maybe tomorrow. Because you know I love talking about history. And finding out who we are. And where we come from. I love it. But I do get... how could I put this? I do get... I don't know. I just have to be more confident in every way possible. In every way possible. And I know the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come for all of us, guys. The best is yet to come. Don't let them trick you out your spot. Don't let them trick you out your spot. I don't want to let them trick me out my spot. I don't want them to let them trick me out my spot. I have so many battles that I'm facing right now that I can't even talk about publicly. But I don't want nobody to trick me out my spot. If I wake up tomorrow and I can't have this dental practice, at least I'm building a community. At least I tried. You know, it ain't easy coming from the hood. Even though I have people looking at me as a meal ticket, they looking at me like I'm a millionaire, all this stuff. It ain't easy coming from the hood. So it's like, you just got to keep going. And I refuse to let anybody trick me out my spot. Not even myself. I've been tricking myself out of my spot for a minute. At one point, I felt like, dang, my family isn't supporting. These friends ain't supporting. Well, it caused me to get into a shell where I just be quiet and I just stay in my own lane and become an introvert. Because truly I am an introvert, but I can become an extrovert. As a dentist, I'm forced to become an extrovert. I'm forced to interact with people, build rapport, recruit patients, maintain my current patient pool. I'm forced to get out of my shell. But when it comes to living my best life and being in this lane of dentistry, I don't want it to consume who I am. You don't want your career to consume who you are. And that's what I'm battling now. Because as a teenager, my whole thing was I don't want to be poor. I just want to get out of this hood. I don't want to take the same steps my folks took. I don't want to be addicted to no crack. I don't want to be in jail. I don't want to be this alcoholic fighting in the club. I don't want to have this life. So I had to take a different route. And even though I took that route, I still have so much self-doubt. I still have even self-doubt to this day. I say that I'm confident, but maybe I do have some self-doubt in there that says, like, those are the days when I don't show up and I get into my shell and I become this introvert and I'm like, well, dang, I count myself out. And I'm sick of counting myself out. That's why I started this challenge. And even though I failed the challenge the first time, that's why I started it over. Because anything worth having won't be easy, right? Anything that you want to do, it won't be easy. It won't. But every day that I show up here, it gets a lot easier. It does get easier, and I can see the light. I can see that if I can just master consistency, like if I can just master consistency coming from poverty, I feel like consistency will break those generational curses. That's just my opinion. I've tried the doctoral degree route. I tried the dentist route. I tried the office route. I tried a lot of different routes. Now I need consistency. I do. What are your thoughts on Sacagawea, the lady who helped Lewis and Clark on their expedition? Did you know she and York, a slave, was the first to vote? Wow. I need to look that up. I saw that on PBS documentary. See, my brain goes, I'm at a place where I'm in a transition. Like, I'm in a transition from being a nigga, African American, black, voter, Democrat, Republic, to a Niji. a sovereign individual. So I definitely love learning about things like that. So I will look that up because it's something that I have not studied and I don't know much about. But I will look that up. Sacagawea and Lewis and Clark. I did some research about the voting process and the way voting works and the Constitution and all these things work. They're being talked about right now to this day. Because back then, you know, they didn't want melanated people to vote. They came over here, took the land, started doing the census bureaus, figuring out who the Niji, the indigenous people were, came back, stole the land, and made it seem like we was from somewhere else. Now, that's a big lie to tell to the world. That's just a huge lie. So when they did that and they were creating all these laws to strip the land and just making up anything out of thin air, creating a government, you know, they were just starting their own colonies, stealing this land, and just doing all kind of crazy stuff, right? Melanated people couldn't vote. I don't call us slaves because we weren't no slaves. We was enslaved and we were prisoners of war. Meaning somebody came over, used military, took the land, and now you are basically a kidnapped person, basically. But they like to say slaves so they can say, oh, you're from Africa when you're really from here. I know it's a mind game. It's a mind game. So when it comes to voting, I grew up my whole entire life hearing, oh my God, you gotta vote, you gotta vote. Things gonna change if you vote. Which one are you? Democrat, Republic? But guess what? They're both on the same team. They both come from colonizers. The colonizers created the presidents, the vice presidents, the Democrats, the Republicans. It's all a capitalistic environment that has never been meant for the Niji to thrive. It was always meant for us to be enslaved. Now you can imagine back then when they created the Constitution, when they created all these things, you know, they didn't want you to participate. It wasn't even about you. It was about taking from the indigenous people. But if we take from them and don't name them something else, well, how do we explain these people over here? We have to rename them. How do we explain that? So even when they say, okay, you guys fighting so much, we making up all this stuff. We'll let y'all vote. But even then, back then, we couldn't vote, right? The enslaved people, so they say, couldn't vote. If you were on a plantation, which some people were, which because these people stole the land and all this stuff, your master could only vote. So if he had 150 enslaved people, his vote counted for more. So they had a system that kept you in bondage, but some kind of way your life counted for the vote for them to keep you down. And I know that was a very tricky thing that I just said. A lot of people ain't gonna catch it. So I'm gonna repeat it for you. So the melanated people couldn't vote, so they said, okay, the melanated people want to vote because we around here lying, creating laws, and doing everything that we can to make them lose their rights. And once they make you enslaved, you lose your land rights. You lose any ties to this land. So that's where that goes. But they said, okay, y'all can't vote, but whoever own you can vote. And because this person own you has 150 slaves, they get a bigger vote for you. But they not voting in your favor. Everything that they trying to do is to keep you in a mutilated mindset, to keep you down, for you to have nothing, for them to take, and to make you the scum of the earth. When you really are the gods of the earth. When you really are the melanated sun people, the Aboriginal, the Appalachians, you know, the Mississippians, the Muskogeans, the Creeks, when you really are somebody. But their whole thing with the voting was to divide and conquer. So growing up, I heard vote. You know, they had the kids practicing to vote in school. You get a little sticker, oh, I voted. Yeah, you voted all right. But guess what? Even when you vote nowadays, does your vote really, has the votes from all the 40 plus presidents, has the vote ever really been in the favor of the melanated people? It has never been in the favor of the melanated people. And I've been a voter up until recently, and I'm not afraid to say it because I'm tired of the games that this government plays. I'm tired of the games. Do I feel like it makes a difference? I used to feel that way. Sacagawea participated in a decision-making process during the Lewis and Clark expedition. On November 24th, 1805, when the Corps of Discovery was deciding where to set up their winter encampment, everyone in the group, including Sacagawea, York, and other non-white members, had their opinions recorded. I really need to look this up. And even Sacagawea, guess what? That sounds like an Indian name, right? Right. Sacagawea had to be a melanated Indian trying to get some type of rights when it comes to our land. The thing about voting and how we all got caught up in this is because the British, the loyalists, the people who are loyal to the crown in England that were over here and building their colonies, they were involved with fighting the patriots, the people who didn't want to honor the crown anymore. They wanted to be independent. They don't want to, work with Britain anymore. So this is how we got involved with it. We had one side saying we don't want to be involved with Britain. We're patriots. And we have another side saying, okay, we're loyal to the crown. So they got the melanated need you to fight with each side because they said, hey, if you fight with us, we'll give you your land. We'll help you defeat them. And then they just lied about everything. And that's why nowadays the government has a lot of lies to cover up. They have a lot of things to cover up because, I need you, we are waking up. We're waking up. The Native Americans are mad. The people who are colonizers are mad. And even African Americans are mad because they're like, I'm from Africa. And it's just the biggest lie known to man. And I feel like we just waking up because the history is there. This was unusual for the time, as enslaved people and women typically had no say in such matters. While it wasn't a formal democratic vote, it was a rare moment of inclusivity. As for the PBS documentary I got this from, it was probably Ken Burns' documentary, Lewis and Clark. And see, the thing about that is I have census bureaus from my family that I researched when I was discovering who I am, that go back before this time, and my ancestors are not listed on there as slaves. They are not. They are listed as freemen, and you don't see this on the Census Bureau. Some people it may lead back to having some enslaved people, but realize these people were kidnapped. Imagine you going and walking to the store, this white man jumps out, push you in the truck, now you his slave. Now you enslaved. Imagine that. And then there's a law that says he can do this. There's a law for that. This is the world that they were living in, where people could just take you and tell you, hey, you mine now. Imagine if somebody just pulled up to you today and said, hey, you mine now. So America has a history that is so evil, and they try to make it seem like it was so right. Like, people just say, they just throw the slave word around loosely, but for me, it's kidnapping. For me, it's a whole bunch of other stuff. Especially when it comes to voting. In Florida, I can't remember what, I think it was, I forgot which land it was, but there was, in Florida, when the colonizers were in Florida, they couldn't vote. But then they passed a law in the South to say, okay, you guys can vote now. Whenever they passed the law, somebody actually tried to go and vote, and they unalived this man for voting. Because they didn't want you to vote. They want to say they want you to vote, but they don't want you to vote. They unalived this man for voting. They took these people's land, and then they came back, and I think they went and set the land on fire, right? Because he went to vote. They set the land, and these are the stories that they don't put in history books. They don't talk about. They're like, oh my God, that wasn't. No. This was somebody ancestors, somebody grandma, somebody auntie. They went and burnt their land down, and then they took the land, and there was no laws to take the land back. So a lot of these lands that people have, these plantations, and now they have to go and work on that land. And it just goes so deep that it's embarrassing to be a colonizer. Like, it's embarrassing as fuck. Like, I wouldn't want to be on that side where I have to do these type of things and say that I'm better than somebody just to say I got land, and just go tell those same people, oh, well, you got to work hard. But for me, my ancestors unalive y'all to do this. My ancestors created these laws to hold you down, so they gave me grants for this land, but they don't give us nothing. Had it not been for PBS, I would have never learned this, since I wasn't taught this in school. Shame on Donald Trump for trying to defund PBS. That is crazy. Listen, Donald Trump trying to defund everything. He is on a mission because the country is broke. The United States is broke. Ever since 1971, when they took the dollar off the Bretton Woods system and it wasn't backed by gold, they have been broke. Brokety broke. And they trying to use the taxpayers, use the needy, to reclassify African Americans to get them out of this hole. They trying to use the whole America, really, taxpayers, to try to get them out of this hole. And that's really any color. That's why tariffs is taxes. This country is disgusting to me. It's disgusting because of the leaders that are in place. And the people, as people, we are tired. Like, I'm so tired of, like, America and all the shenanigans that they put on. Like, I'm so over it. But we can't just be over. We have to keep fighting. We have to continue to be a voice. Each one teacher, we have to continue to try to wake people up. I had somebody say to me the other day, well, if you know these things, you got to teach it. I am. But you got to know that this type of subject is not something that is popular opinion. It's not popular opinion. I had a family member call me evil because I found out the truth, and I tried to tell them. They said, oh my God, that's evil. But see, knowledge can't be evil, because I'm sticking to the facts. The U.S. has been broke since 1971. Facts. Richard Nixon took the dollar off of the gold standard. So basically, money is just cotton, right? So when they first decided to create money for other countries to use and trade, it had to be backed by gold. Meaning those countries could come. They made it so the citizens couldn't do it. I just found that out today. But the money, it's supposed to be backed by gold, meaning it's actually worth something. But with this paper, you don't have to lug gold around to trade. You can use the money. 1971, the government started to spend a lot of their gold, and they didn't have enough gold to back the money. So they took the money off of the gold standard. They took it off of the Bretton Woods system, and they put it on a fiat system. And you have to go look this word up, on a fiat system. And this just means that the money isn't backed by nothing. It's a belief system. You just believe that it's real. That's it. It's not real. We just walk around believing that it's real. You can't turn it in for gold. That's why BRICS is now a thing. And I know y'all heard about BRICS. So BRICS is when the other countries said, you know what? We want our gold back. We're going to start our own currency, because guess what? Y'all don't really have much. Y'all don't really have nothing in the U.S. Y'all playing around. That's why just recently they lowered the rating, the credit rating for the U.S. You've heard of, look this up, the fiat system. This is what the dollar is now. It's just the fake money. It's not backed by nothing. All right. Richard Nixon ended the gold standard, meaning the U.S. dollar was no longer backed by gold. Before this, foreign governments could exchange U.S. dollars for gold at a fixed rate of $35 per ounce. But due to inflation and rising costs, the U.S. was losing gold reserves fast. By closing the gold window, Nixon effectively defaulted on the promise that the dollar was good as gold, shifting the U.S. Exactly. But guess what? People will work until they old and gray for money, and it ain't worth nothing. I mean, if you got a lot of it, you can do a lot with it. Don't get me wrong. But to work forever and thinking that you're going to budget your way out of poverty, not happening. We need something a little bit more faster, my Niji. We need the money in our sleep. You got to create you an ebook, some type of digital marketing product, you got to do something different. Something has to be done different. We have to learn how to invest. Financial literacy is the best weapon, but at the same time, we're using a fiat system. So in the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he talks about this. How to turn money into actual assets. How to get some land. Yeah, we would like the government to give us our land back, but that could take so long. Right now, the only way to get out of this funk is business, really. For right now. Business, teaching each other, and unity. With the people who get it. Some people not going to get it. It says, shifting the U.S. to a fiat currency system where money is backed by government trust. Man, we trusted in the same people who were the first president on slaves, kidnap people. All right. Rather than a physical commodity. This led to increased government spending, inflation, growing national debt over time, and guess what? Government control. So the U.S. government got so cocky, they got so all in their feelings. This is like Trump nowadays. He all in his feelings. He think that he could tell this country what to do, that country what to do. Guess what? You can't do that no more, sir. They done figured out y'all tricks. That's why these countries are like, I'm out. I'm with BRICS now. We backed by gold. We can use our own resources. We don't trust the United States government no more. We are the only ones in the United States still trusting this whack-ass government. We are the only ones still like, oh my God, if I vote, it'll fix this problem. No, guys, the government is broke. The U.S. has faced tremendous debt and economic challenges since then. National debt skyrocketed. The dollar's value fluctuates based on market confidence rather than gold reserves. Shame on Nixon. Shame on Nixon. Shame on all the colonizers, because they know this. So I don't know. I know you guys have heard that Social Security is going to be broke by like 2035. So the people who have paid into that system is going to be broke. A lot of people are losing their Section 8. They're losing their health insurance benefits. Even from a medical standpoint, even from a doctor standpoint in the dental profession. When I first opened this practice, which is why I kind of am in the position I am now with having to reorganize the practice and get away from insurance, is because the Medicaid, all of these different insurance, they don't cover anything. So the people who are getting these insurances, they can't find providers. The government is sad. Like the cost of a Happy Meal nowadays was more than they would pay for somebody to come to a dental practice and have an emergency exam. And this is not even me being exaggerative. One day I got 20 calls from emergencies under, Medicaid or Medicare, one of those government programs. And I'm like, well, how much is this? If I would have saw all 20 of those people, let me see. And I mean, like, just paying the assistants, using the supplies, all of that, I would have made less than $300. You do the math. So I had to be like, you know what? This is psycho. But this is the government that we live in. And this is why, and I'm going to get off of here after this, but this is why the minimum wage has not adjusted with inflation. So inflation has skyrocketed, but the pay that they give people hasn't. The rent has skyrocketed, but the pay that they give people to make it hasn't. So now you need 2 and 3 jobs, and now they're saying even 3 jobs isn't enough. So what do we do from here, my Niji? What do we do? What do we do from here? What do we do from here? What do we do? We pivot. You have to pivot. Do something different. Pivot. Every day I'm pivoting, trying to figure it out. I don't have all the answers, but I know I want the answers. I know that I can't stay in this position forever. This is something that I know. We got to pivot. Don't doubt yourself, but pivot. All right? Why did Nixon do this? Because Nixon was a psycho. I like to think all these government people are kind of like crazy because they made up laws to hold people down and to count certain people out. And they act like it's good. Like, where is anything good about this? Where is anything good about making people go through these type of things. And the only reason now that there's a worldwide outspread cry about it is because it's not only affecting the Niji, it's affecting white people too. It's affecting everybody. It's affecting business owners. But I guarantee you, if it had not been affecting them, it would have just been, oh my God, you guys, I see some, oh my God, you like playing the race card. Oh my God. But that's what the government plays all the time, is the race card. Whenever they try to make a law to bring people from Africa, guess what card they gonna play? The race card. Because guess what? That white Afrikaners who were colonizers and unalive a whole nation of people, they need help. But the people y'all say y'all got from Africa, they get nothing. They're nothing, and they built this country. Come on. We didn't come from Africa. We was already here. That's why they don't want us to be nothing but what they tell us we are. And we are more than that, my Niji. You know what they said in the Boondock song? We what? We educated. We doctoral candidates. We got master's degrees around here. We business owners. We creators. We're inventors. We're so amazing. So never let your head fall down. Hold your head up. Keep your crown on at all times. And learn to pivot, my Niji. Pivot. Learn to grow. Each one teach one. And don't be afraid of true knowledge. Pseudo history, pseudo knowledge is so easy to consume, and you'll have a lot of people approach you with the high school knowledge. Oh, Christopher Columbus discovered America. Oh, you guys are from no. Those lies don't work anymore. They don't work anymore. Now, I have a class to get to in a couple minutes. That's the only reason why I'm ending this live. But to my Niji out there, if you are feeling down today, I need you to hold your head high. I need you to head high, shoulders up, and you walk into every day with confidence. Something wonderful is going to happen to me today. Even if something bad happened, you got to be optimistic. Something wonderful is going to happen to me today. And I'm walking through the rest of my life believing something wonderful is going to happen to me today. Detach yourself from this physical stuff. Think about you from the inside out. Who are you on the inside? What can you be from the inside? Just know that something great is destined to enter into your life. And I'm going to lead every day like that. Because I can't afford to be down. I can't afford to be depressed. The odds already are stacked against me. Yes, I might have a day where I feel a little sad, but I cannot stay there. You cannot stay there. Imagine if I had been that same 14-year-old girl, and this was my story, in the room, taking down a bottle of pills because I feel like my life was over. Imagine if I had just took myself out then. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. You got to find a way to get from the hood to hooded, because it gets so bad and these generational curses will count you out. They will have you hating yourself. They will have you feeling so helpless to the point where you don't even want to wait till tomorrow. You feel like just being not here is the best thing for you. But that ain't true. You got to pivot. You got to pivot, Niji. You got to pivot. So that's my message for you today. Never give up, regardless of how much fear-mongering you see on the internet, regardless of how much propaganda the government put out, regardless if they tell you that you was a slave. Listen, baby, I know who I am, and you don't get to tell me who I am. I know who I am. I know who my ancestors was. Just like you pulled up 1805, my Census Bureau showed that my people were here and they were not listed how the government got them listed in that history book. They want to trick you out your spot, my Niji, but their time is up. The time is up. I'm telling y'all, the time is up. Just joined, but nice words. Hi, Fraxington Steele. I hope I said that right. Okay, good luck in your class. Thank you. I appreciate hearing your message. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining me. Now, if you watch this on the replay, if you just not watch it, I'm trying to get to 5 subscribers on Twitch, and I'm trying to grow my community all over so that we can share this journey from hood to hooded. I don't have all the answers, but I'm eager to learn and continue to open my eyes to true knowledge. Not pseudo history, but true knowledge. So I'm getting off of here. Make sure you follow, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day 3 of the Consistency Challenge. Thank you, Clifford 2000 fan, for being consistent supporter of the show, and I will definitely take in requests for what you want me to talk about next. But for today, I just need everyone to hold your head up high, and something wonderful is going to happen to us. All right? So I'm out, guys. Before I'm late for my class, peace out. Bye, guys. Woof.